What's up, guys? So in this story, I'm going to tell you of a time where I came this fucking close to going to fucking all-out war against the Bloods. So normally, I steer clear of these type topics altogether. There's a lot of politics that are behind this gang stuff, and I don't want to get involved. You know what I'm saying? I decided to share this one with you because in the end, this is not going to, be negative in any way. So this was when I was in a county jail where I didn't know anybody. This is not in my area. So I got set up by the state police and a bunch of other agencies, and they locked me up where they actually got me with a truck, where they ambushed me. And it happened to be in a place that, I wasn't familiar. I knew one person from that county from when I was younger. If you remember my other video that I told you by the time I escaped from the juvenile facility in Patterson, this guy was one of my closest friends there that I knew, and he was from this other county. So coincidentally, I ended up finding him in there. And it was fucking crazy how this happened because I was in lockup. I was in a unit called C-Pod, and I'm in lockup, and there's two little strip of windows in each cell, and they're painted from the outside so you can't see out. My cell had a little tiny bit of the paint chipped off, so I could see out, a very small hole. But I was able to see to the next building, and when they were taking me to lock up, I remember thinking I saw my friend Will, the guy I mentioned. And so when I get to lock up, I finally got someone's attention. It took me a long time because I had a little fucking speck of glass that I had visibility through. I finally got someone's attention in the next building, and I was able to communicate with them with sign language. Like in another video I mentioned also, me and my other friend, we used to talk when I was in lockup all the time, and he would make phone calls for me, relay messages, all kinds of shit, letter by letter, all right? We used to sign to each other. So I communicated to this random person that I got to find this guy, Will, and I gave him all his, his information. He fucking found him. Amazingly, and Will came to the window in the other building. We're like 40 feet away from each other, could barely see each other, and he couldn't believe it was me. He's like, oh my God, he was shocked that it was me. Nevertheless, we talked, from there for a little bit. I was there for like 30 days in lockup. When I got out of lockup, I got put back in a unit where I came from, that I had my people there. I was cool with people there. I had time in there. And as soon as I got there, I made arrangements for Will to be brought to my unit. So we hadn't seen each other for like maybe 5-6 years. After we did that time as a juvenile, I escaped from that place. We ended up meeting up a couple of years later. A few times. I went down and visited him, and, we just reunited like that. But it was years before, we saw each other again like this. So when he finally got to the unit, it was a cool reunion. I was so happy to see him, a familiar face, someone I was real tight with. And, he was so happy as well. And he got to telling me, what's been happening with him in life. And he told me that after that shit happened, where I escaped, after we saw each other after that, he had to do a bid. He went down to a prison called Yardsville. I think he was in Annandale also. They're like youth corrections for 28 and under. I never went to that. They skipped me. I went down at 22, and they put me in the worst fucking adult prison. So, but he was there, and in that time he was there, he told me this story about he really was backed into a predicament where he had to affiliate with some gang, okay? So Will's a Puerto Rican guy, but he became a Crip. He told me this story, and I was shocked because, I always thought that Crips were black dudes. I didn't know that there were Spanish guys that could be Crips. But nevertheless, here's my man. He's a Crip. So I don't care about that shit, It's not my thing. I'm not a gang member, whatever. I was so happy to see him. So he's there probably for like 3-4 weeks. We're chilling, I introduced him to my people. Everybody was cool. We had a strong group in there. No problems in the unit. And then some new dude comes in. Big ass fucking dude comes in. And he's a shot caller. So he's like a high ranking blood. And within a couple hours, there was beef and there was drama in the unit. And I knew some shit was happening. And right away, I got pulled in and got involved. And it all had to do with my friend Will. So when, it was real aggressive at first, like shit was about to go down, but this guy apparently knew who I was. And, you know, I showed respect to him and told him, listen, let me and you just fucking go in the cell and talk this shit out and figure out what the fuck is happening. So he agreed to that. We go in the cell, and he told me, he's like, yo, so this guy's got to get the fuck out of here. He's got to pack his shit and leave. I was like, who? He's like, your boy Will. I was like, my friend's got to pack his shit? He's like, yeah, he's got to get the fuck out of here. I said, why? He said, because I'm a fucking blood, and we can't live together. That's the fucking rule, so he's got to go. So, you know, my first reaction was, listen, I'm cool with your fucking gang shit, your own gang rules, whatever you guys got to abide by, but I'm not a fucking gang member, and I don't give a fuck about those rules when it comes to me. As far as I'm seeing the situation, Will is my man. This is my friend for a long time, and he's not going to be forced to fucking pack his shit under any circumstances. Fuck that. So we left. We each left the cell on that note. I went back to my people and I told them what was going on. It happened to be at that time that my right-hand man was there with me, and he was a high-ranking Latin king. My other man was with me, and he was in charge of the Mexicans. Another dude, random, that I met there, that I became cool with, he was high up in the Nietas. So we had a lot of fucking people there, you know what I'm saying? And they were all on my side. Even though I'm not affiliated, I was cool with all of them, and they all respected me. So I had a little meeting there, and I just filled everybody in so they knew what was happening. And, you know, my man Will was there, and right away, Will's like, you know, this is fucking crazy, man. He's like, fuck that. He's like, Hollywood, don't get involved, this and that. I was like, well, what the fuck you want to do? He's like, I'll fight the fair one with the guy. So Will is not a punk. Will is a fucking bad motherfucker, and he could fucking fight. So right away, even though this dude is way bigger than him, he's like, I'll go fight the fair one. We'll lock in and we'll fight. And unfortunately, you know, because it was gang related, this shit wasn't going to end there. This shit was going to escalate into something much further than that. It wasn't going to be just that fair one and that was it. This was going to be a gang against gang shit no matter what. So I told Will that I didn't want him to do that. Instead, you know, I talked to the people there that I was with, and they all made it clear to me, like, look, we know you're not involved in this, but this dude's right. This is how the gang shit works, and that's the fucking rules, and these guys can't live together. They cannot fucking lock in together. One of them's got to go. So I was upset. I'm like, man, fuck this guy. This guy just came in out of nowhere and shit. I've been here. I got time in this fucking place, man. Fuck this dude. Everything was running smoothly. Now he's going to come in and fucking make waves and tell me that my friend has to fucking leave. Fuck that. So when I said that, I basically, you know, I told everyone, I don't want this shit to turn into something big, but on principle alone, fuck that. I'm not letting this shit go down like that. I told Will, I was like, Will, there's no way I'm letting this go down. I got your back 100%. Everybody here knows what the fuck the risk is, knows what could happen. You make your decisions what you want to do. They all fucking agreed that if that's what you want to do, whatever. We'll go to fucking war. And the shit about this was, it's not the case that this happens in one unit and it ends there. This shit would pop off in the whole fucking jail. Every fucking unit would go to war as a result of this, because there's gang members in every unit. And there's communication among everybody. Shit fucking spreads like wildfire in jail. So, of course, I didn't want this to happen. You know, I'm thinking, this is fucking crazy. I would have fought the guy also. But that wasn't an option either. That wouldn't have resolved it either. So I had one more opportunity to talk to the guy, and I told him, I was like, look, man, I'm sorry, but this is fucked up, man. This shit's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, man. I respect your fucking gang rules, but at the end of the day, I'm not a fucking gang member. I don't affiliate with anyone. I'm a fucking man, and on my own fucking principle, my boy's not packing his shit. He's not leaving. Fuck that. So that was it. We left. Everybody went to fucking strap up. Everybody got their shit on, got their fucking shanks and shit ready to go. And the shit was literally about to go down. And Will came to me while I'm in my cell getting my shit on. And Will came to me and he's like, yo, Hollywood, I want to talk to you, man. He asked everybody else to leave the cell. I was like, that's cool. What's up, Will? He's like, yo, first, I just want to tell you, man, I can't fucking believe that you are willing to do this for me. I can't believe it. He said, I've never seen some shit like this in life where somebody stepped up and is willing to fucking lay down like this for me and go to war and fucking shed blood and maybe fucking get killed in the meantime. And he's like, I can't believe it, man. He's like, I have so much respect for it. I have so much love for you, and your people don't even know me. And they're ready to fucking do the same for me because of you. So he's like, with that being said, he's like, I can't let this happen. I'm not gonna let it go down. I was like, what do you mean you're not gonna let it go down? He's like, yo, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave the unit. I was like, come on, Will, fuck that, bro. You can't do that shit, man. Fuck that. That's a sign of fucking weakness. We don't need to fucking bow down to anybody, bro. Fuck it. Let's go to war. And he's like, yo, Hollywood, you don't get it. This is some gang shit. This is my problem. I'm a fucking Crip. He's a Blood. At the end of the day, this shit will fucking turn into massive bloodshed over this, and you're right in the fucking middle of it. You're gonna be the fucking cause of the whole shit, and you're gonna be the main target of everybody. You're at fault for this shit, because you know what I'm saying? So I can't let that happen. And I was like, well, fuck it, bro. Let's just. He wouldn't let it happen. He wouldn't let it happen, and you know, I told everybody else, and they were against it too. Like, man, fuck that. We can't do that, man. We already committed. Let's just fucking do this shit. And I respect so much what Will did. He went and he got his shit, and he fucking went and told that cop, I can't be in this unit. I gotta leave this unit. Not because he's afraid. Not because he's a punk. Okay? Will has fucking courage of 10 fucking men. But because he knew it was the right move, and because he wanted to protect me. He didn't want it to go down. Because he respected me so much for what I was willing to do for him, that he knew what he had to do. And again, guys, it was just nuts. I'm very happy now, looking back, that, you know, it didn't go down. But at the time, I didn't give a fuck. You know, this is my friend. Fuck that shit. You know, at the end of the day, I could only stand by my people, and I don't care about these bullshit-ass rules. I never agreed to none of that shit. Again, very fortunate situation for me. It would have turned out real bad for me, you know, and for a lot of other people. And I have so much respect and love for those guys that were willing to fucking not only put themselves on the line, but all their people on the line just to support me. And showing me that much respect, you know, meant a lot to me. It really, really did. And, you know, Will, unfortunately, he's been in and out of prison his whole life. You know, he's never been able to get shit right. I tried to help him a couple times, you know, but he's still in prison now. But we're still great friends. You know, there's a lot of people in my life, guys, that I don't see or talk to for years, but shit doesn't change. You know, the bond that we have and the loyalty we have to each other will always be there. So I thought you guys would, you know, enjoy this video. And again, I don't normally talk about gang shit because there's a lot of politics behind it. And I'm not trying to have no fucking beef with anybody. This is all old shit, guys. I'm fucking retired and I'm in a different stage of my life. So to any of you Bloods out there that may hear this, this is not no fucking disrespect. All right? This is just the way shit was. And you understand that in that moment, that's how shit goes. That's the reality of it. It's nothing personal. All right? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks.